Well, happy 2020. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video, but with the holidays and work and uh, now COVID-19, plus that's kept me pretty busy. Plus I've been working on the floorboards on the Daytona, and that just doesn't do much as far as the of making a video. So, but we're going to make a video today of, well, probably about a week, because I got to get materials of how to make your own dash liner or firewall liner. And what this is the piece of hardboard, and not hardboard, but kind of cardboard and insulation that is underneath your dashboard. It's against the firewall of the car. And as you can see, this one's pretty bad. Over here it's in two pieces. That's why I've got the weight. I've got them lined up pretty well. And I had broke this up here because I was cleaning and doing some painting on the floorboards and wanted to get at least to the seams so I could seam seal them. And then I found out today that these dash liners are on back order from Studebaker International, so don't want to wait. So we're going to make our own. Not sure exactly the materials I'm going to use now. I have some interior cardboard pieces that you use to make like the rear package tray, things like that, so I may use that. And I'm also thinking about 1/16 inch PVC, the black PVC board or material. So what we're doing here is I've got it laid out on a sheet of plywood on the floor. I've got a piece of poster board, actually, that I had to cut and tape. So I've got it laying on that, and in the best position. You know, hopefully it's pretty close to the broken part right here. Is pretty close to where it needs to be. So I'm going to start by taking some, making some marks, start making an outline. This area down here that I broke off, it pretty much comes straight over, goes up around the transmission tunnel, and then straight over. So this shouldn't be too bad. So what the plan is to make the poster board template, put that up in the car, see how that fits, mark the holes for the pins that hold this in. I'll show you one of those later, but let's see if I can get this one out without, I don't want to disturb all this. I'll show you what those look like here soon. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking this out. I'm not going to make you watch that, so I'll bring you back after I've got it marked out. Okay, so I managed to get the outline of the dash liner traced onto the poster board. The one place that I'm not positive about is over the transmission hump. I ended up using another piece of cardboard and cutting and fitting to that because I didn't have anything to go by. I broke all those pieces out. So I'm going to take a sharp utility knife and cut this out, and then we'll test fit it in the car. One thing that I did say I'd show you, here are the little clips, or whatever you want to call them, that hold this thing in place. You see that you push them through the hole, and then they hold on these little edges here, and they are hard to get out once they're in. I take a pair of pliers from the firewall side and kind of collapse this end and push at the same time, and they'll come out. Just be careful. I think that's about the only way you get them out. But they can be reused. Just be careful with them. So let me go ahead and take the utility knife and cut this out, and we'll come back once I get that done. Alright, it's all cut out, I hope. So let's see what happens. Alright, so here it is. So that seems to come out pretty good. I still need to cut this out. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that and make them nice, but I'll work on that here in a minute. But next step is to try it in the car and see how it fits. So we'll come back for that. So I'm back, and after quite a number of times in and out of the car, and quite a number of cuts here, 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 and a piece added here, I think we're finally pretty much got this template done. So I'll go ahead and put it back in the car and let you see what it looks like in the car. Next step after that will be to take the cardboard interior material I've got and cut out a piece and see how that fits, because that gets a little stiffer and it won't bend as easy as this. The original had some like bends in places like here and here that it would allow it to have a little curvature to it. Now I don't really know how to do that, so we're going to cut one out and try it and see how it does. Here is the template installed in the car. So, and I know the light's not real good up there, but it's kind of an odd shape around the steering column and all. This collar here that goes around the steering column, that's pretty critical, so that's why I put that on. Make sure that all lines up. I'm fairly happy with the fit around the trans tunnel. I need to adjust the fit where the hoses, heater hoses, go through just a little bit, open that a little bit more. And I'm lucky because I have a really pristine low mileage 64 Commander that I was able to look and see the shape. Right here I extended that down a little bit between lower than that seam weld based on what the dash liner in the Commander, and also up here, let's see if I can get a light up here. These holes where the harnesses go through, I had those covered up, but I found out that they don't get covered by looking at my Commander, so I fixed those. So I do have a little advantage that some people won't have. So I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get that interior cardboard I've got, and I'm going to cut out a duplicate and then see how it fits. I've also been looking online to see what I'm going to use behind it. I just had fiberglass insulation, so I think I'm going to get one of those thermal pads to go behind it. So I'm still trying to figure that out though. So we'll come back when I get the new piece cut out of the interior cardboard. Well, I've gone as far as I think I can on the template. I mean, it's as good as I'm going to get it, being as flexible it is. It's time to cut out a piece of the interior board and see how it fits with that. What this is the normal interior board that you make the kick panels, things like that with. And I've got the template taped down all around to keep it from moving around. Got a sharp utility knife with a new blade, a long metal rule, and a soft lead pencil. And this marks real well on this, so I can see it real well even though it's dark. So what the plan is, I'm going to cut this out. I'll put it in there, see how it's going to fit, because you know the firewall's not flat, and so I've got to see if it's going to fit right. The original actually had 2 pieces of board about this thickness, so I'll probably do that, but I'm going to start with 1. I've got barely enough to do the second one. So they were sandwiched together. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use to change the color on this. If the interior was blue, I would probably stay with that, but eventually it's going to be red. So I'm going to put it back black. I'm probably going to just use a light, just real light coats of satin black paint on it. And so we'll see how that, I'll practice on a little piece and see how that does. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to trace this thing out, then start cutting it. And so, through the magic of the internet, 3 minutes later, actually not 3 minutes later, because this took quite a while to cut out. It really did. This board is not the easiest to cut. Plan on using a bunch of utility blades, but there's the front piece of the dash liner. Let's get it to where you can see it better. So there's the front piece of the dash liner. And the way I did it is I went ahead, you know, of course, traced it off my template. I made an initial cut all the way along. Initial cut probably only went through about 25%. Got all that done, then I started going through, and it takes several pretty hard cuts with a good sharp knife on each section. So I'd cut, you know, maybe this much, get it all cut through, move to the next section, you know, do like that. So I'm pretty happy with how it come out. I mean, the edges are fairly crisp. The important ones really are these, because those are the ones that are going to be seen. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about is how closely that's going to fit the drive shaft tunnel. That may have to be trimmed a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see when we get it in. So I haven't not test fit this yet. A couple of things. This piece that comes out of here, and this is where your steering column goes through, and you got your retainer piece that goes here. Let me get all the pieces and I'll come back.